Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Reader podcast, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work, to help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here Tuesday through Friday at 7 a.m. and Saturday through Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for future content and podcast updates. How is everybody this July the 1st? Back to the bright and early today, y'all. Many of y'all know I'm not really a morning person, so that's why I do some of these at 10 a.m., some of these at 7 a.m. I do actually do my best to go to bed the same time every night, though, so that really helps out as a habit. But I don't always wake up the same time every day, so I decided to kind of switch this thing up a little bit, just due to my new part-time job that I have. It's the reason I'm doing the two different times, y'all, just so you know. Because I actually have to be in over there a little earlier than I usually start. You know, my driving and food delivery stuff. Which I usually start around 11 o'clock or so for my normal Uber, DoorDash, things like that, and then I have to be in around anywhere between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Over at FedEx. So, but anyway, y'all, without further ado, we're gonna go and get started. Got my herbal tea this morning. It's actually really good for allergies as well as the immune system. Boosting the immune system up. I buy it from a friend of mine actually out of North Carolina. She cultivates and also sells her own herbal tea. So any of y'all are interested, y'all give me a holler. It's pretty much where I buy all my herbal tea at, and have actually now for about 2 years now. So really good stuff. I don't really need it that much right now. I'm finding I do immunotherapy shots, and typically I find I don't need them nowhere near as many as I used to when I started. So this seems to do fairly well. But I drink this, I don't know, probably about 4 months a year, maybe something like that. Just mainly during really, really bad allergy season. Other times really don't bother me. So, but I appreciate y'all being here. As always, if you're new to this channel, you're just now joining us, just be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you like the content, share it with your family and friends as well. I'd really, really appreciate that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get rolling. So go ahead and find somewhere, a stopping point in whatever you're doing, where you can relax for a few minutes here, get present. Excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back now. XYZ looks like I got my zipper. So I need to zip that up. Still in my PJs, y'all. I'll give y'all a minute or so to get there. When you get there, we'll get rock and rolling here. Okay, so go ahead and safe if you're comfortable with it. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Just take some deep breaths, breathing in your nose, out your mouth. Slow it down, y'all. In our fast-paced society, sometimes we can get stuck in fight or flight. It's not a good thing. Just breathe. We're gonna focus on love this morning. So I want you to think of somebody in your life that you want to send love to. Could be your mom, could be your dad, could be another family member, could be a friend. Could even be a pet. I want you to imagine that person standing in front of you. And just send your love to them. Really get into embodying that, feeling love. Just fill yourself up with that love first, and then once you're full of it, send it over to them. You can imagine that in whatever way you want to do it. Personally, I imagine sending it out in the palms of my hands as a white light, white rays of light coming out in the palms of my hands, going into the other person. And the person or the animal doesn't even have to be here anymore. I'm doing it to my cat, whom I miss and love, that passed away. I don't know, I think about 4 years ago. Energy is never destroyed, and we're created from energy. We're energy at the deepest level. So based on that understanding of metaphysics, even people or animals that pass away are still there, still with us, just in a different form. That's what I choose to believe anyway. if it makes you embody the love even more, send that love. You can imagine reaching out and touching the person in front of you. You can reach out and pet your animal, pet that you have, hug or kiss the person in front of you. Okay, go ahead and bring everything back to yourself now. Fill yourself back up with all that love, since you just sent some away. Bring it all back in. Recharge yourself, so to speak. It's important when we give, we also receive ourselves as well. But we don't give with the, at least I don't give with the expectation of receiving. But I believe that if you give enough without receiving, it can create resentment and problems. So the relationship needs to be two ways. It's not one way. So if you want to imagine that person giving it back to you, that's fine too, giving you some love as well. Me personally, I just brought it back to myself and filling myself back up with love. One of my friends also used to sponsor me in the 12 steps, said, if you give yourself enough love, you don't have to get it from anyone else. That's interesting. It's interesting, something to ponder, right? I'm not there yet, but get it from God. He said, get it from God and yourself. You don't have to get it from anybody else. Definitely something I'm toying with right now. All right, one more breath, y'all. So breathe in your nose deep as you can on this last one. And then on the exhale, blow it out audibly. And that'll release any other tension, really stress, if you have any you're holding on to this morning, or whenever you're watching this video. After that, we'll do the Serenity Prayer together, the short version today. And prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. To get to our reading here for July the 1st. Excited about the 4th coming up, y'all. I'm taking half the day off myself, going to a little fireworks show up in the church in Simpsonville with a couple friends of mine. What do y'all got planned? Curious to know, what are y'all doing for the 4th, if anything? A lot of people just work. I am going to be working, but normally, sometimes I'll work the entire day, but I think last year I took a couple hours off to do a little fireworks show, and this year I'm going to do probably a little longer than that, 4 or 5 hours off, I think. Enjoy the 4th. If you got pets, it's not usually quite as enjoyable with pets. Because sometimes they can get real upset about all the fireworks and stuff being shot. It can get challenging, so animals, yeah, it really scares a lot of animals. I never really thought about that growing up. I just go out and shoot fireworks, and now I kind of, I don't know, kind of have a kind of mixed feelings on that. I think it's still okay, but it does definitely affect the animals that are around me. So I really try to think about that. So I guess it's like to do it once a year, and that's it, right? And imagine how the pets really react to the fireworks. And my mom gives hers some kind of a anti-anxiety medicine to really help with her pets when the fireworks happen. But yeah, last year we shot them at a friend's house out in Landrum, out in the middle of freaking nowhere. A friend of mine up there, we had a little get together for the 4th and had fun. It was really out in the country, not too many houses around out there. But I'm sure even the wild animals get scared of the fireworks too, though. So something to think about, right? That's why some countries actually maybe make them illegal. I don't know if it's because of the animals or what it's because of, but a lot of places fireworks are illegal. Okay, the last sentence in tradition 2 is, our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. Adjust my camera just a little bit, try to center myself a little bit more. I don't think I'm quite centered there. Off a little bit there. It might still be a little bit off. Close enough, it'll work. This prompts me to focus on an obstacle to success in Al-Anon: dominance. We strive to conduct our meetings as a fellowship of equals and to practice rotation of leadership. However, sometimes a member may keep a service position because no one else seems inclined to step forward to fulfill it. Occasionally, I have held service positions too long. I've learned that sometimes it is necessary for me to let go, whether or not a replacement has stepped forward. No one can pick up the ball until I've dropped it. I also have learned that what I view as a finely developed sense of responsibility may actually amount to a form of dominance. I cannot attempt to direct the affairs of the group without standing in the way of the group's recovery or my own. I'm going to read that one again. That line again. I cannot attempt to direct the affairs of the group without standing in the way of the group's recovery or my own. Thought for the day. Today I will participate in Al-Anon's rotation of leadership. One reason that rotation of duties is so important is that it gives everyone an equal opportunity for responsibility. Rotation also helps prevent a person from taking authority for a job. And that's from the book Paths to Recovery, page 216. This is an interesting one, y'all. This really, really spoke to me a little bit. I do service positions myself in the 12-step community that I usually go to, which is the ACA. And I've noticed after reading this just now, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I actually do keep the same. I've always maintained the same service position. I haven't really never changed. So this is giving me maybe a little bit of a push that I need to change and maybe do something else. There's a secretary, there's a treasurer, there's also a literature chairperson. I've always been the literature chairperson, y'all. So I order the chips that we have. I order like daily readers if we need them. I also order our books. Make sure we have enough newcomer pamphlets, newcomer chips as well. And yeah, that's all I've done, y'all, for as long as I can remember. I started service work, I think, after about 3 years in, maybe. into the 12-step rooms. And literally the last 3 or 4 years, I did that in two different two different meetings, two different ACA groups, I should say. So yeah, maybe it's time to think about maybe switching that up. So yeah, it's something I'm going to contemplate. So yeah, hope that helped me out, y'all. I don't know unless you're involved. Any of y'all that are watching out there, that are involved in the 12 steps. I don't know if you can relate a whole lot to this, but maybe you can relate it to certain things you do in your life. Maybe volunteer stuff, because it is service work, right? Service work and volunteer work. So, or can be, as it is in the 12 steps. And maybe it's something you can apply if you volunteered, did one thing in your church or one thing at your community group or whatever you're involved with. And maybe it's time to look at maybe trying on something new, trying on something different. So getting out of the comfort zone a little bit. So trust y'all got something out of that today. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, just leave them below. I'd like to always hear your feedback as well. This podcast, this YouTube channel is yours as much as it is mine, so I'd like to see your input also. What you like about it, what you don't like about it, and whatnot. So y'all take care. Look forward to seeing y'all again bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. And as always, y'all, peace and love. Bye for now.